Live.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Halloween said it like Dracula would say it.
there you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Something good there.
No German this week.
No. That's a one. That's a one and done.
One and done.
Yeah, one and done on that.
Cool.
One. Yep.
Well, what a week of games we had.
Yes.
Um,
Very good.
I think unfortunately Jayden Daniels went down.
It's day to day. That was the most recent report out of there.
Yeah.
But when you go down up 30 plus points, it's not a bad time to go ahead and rest. And then he came out by the end of the third quarter in his street clothes.
Yep.
So it's a cool thing that he at least came back out. But
I think if he had to go back in, he could have. But also,
I think so too. But it's not worth the risk.
No.
The risk of bigger injury and everything. Let him rest up this week. I think the bigger thing there is Mariota coming in and running the offense like he's been training years to run that offense.
He's running pretty much his college offense.
That's essentially, yeah. And I mean, he did he looked almost as sharp. I mean, I don't think he has quite the skills that Jayden Daniels has. I mean, he did back in his heyday.
I don't think he has the arm strength or the burst that Jayden Daniels has running the ball.
But he was a pocket passer.
A great backup quarterback.
Very good. Yes, very good. From a guy who came out with that sort of, running quarterback mentality, who had a decent arm and everything out of a very high-powered offense coming out of college, who better to help slowly intro him into the league, Jayden Daniels, than Marcus Mariota. So
exactly.
Good manager, whoever the GM is down at the Commanders. Good, I think a very good personnel move, to say the least.
I agree.
And then you actually got to see what he had, because Carolina didn't pull their number one defense off. They still had their top defense in there for trying to play for respect, and Mariota went in and looked like he was playing a slack Division II team out there. So Carolina, don't get me wrong, the Commanders are a very, very good team, playoff team, without a doubt. Carolina,
they stink.
Might be one of the worst. Like, if it wasn't for Andy Dalton, I guarantee they'd be staring at an 0-16 year.
I think they've got a lot of injuries on defense.
Carolina
supposedly.
does,
yeah.
Okay. Or are they just, or are they tanking again?
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah. Does Bryce Young get moved before the trade deadline?
Does anyone want him?
Firing off some hot questions here.
Does anyone want him?
I mean, Cleveland could hope to unload Deshaun Watson. However, did you hear that? Did you hear that statistic? $65 million against the cap the next 2 years. Whether he's in Cleveland or not, he is $65 million against the cap because of that contract that they offered him.
That's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yep.
Hate to see a guy, go down with an Achilles injury.
Not him though. I have my piece of shit opinion about him.
But also back to Jayden Daniels real quick. I think Commanders or Redskins fans, I think we're all kind of scarred from the RG3 era.
Oh, big time.
And seeing the management of him his first year, where I think himself and the coaches both made a bad decision to bring him back in.
Okay.
That first year, as when he was injured, letting him play injured ultimately ruined his career.
Yeah.
And ruined the future of that regime.
Sure.
So I think everyone in our fan base is scarred from that. So I think the Commanders, even though it's been years since that's happened, I think the fan base wants them to be extremely cautious with Jayden Daniels.
Oh, I agree.
No ribs and knee, it's all very different, but I think we want to be extremely cautious.
Sure.
Take extreme caution.
Sure.
Because
he's the guy that could lead your guys' team for the next 10 plus years.
Yeah. From what we've seen, he's the savior.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And now that you've seen the type of, like, what he can do on the field, like, smart moves down the road, or continue to keep that O-line as good as you can to keep him upright and to keep him safe.
Yeah.
So obviously, freak stuff, you can't prevent freak stuff. It's going to happen. It's a high intensity contact sport, but you can do as much as you can by making sure that your O-line stays one of the top 5 O-lines in the league.
Yeah.
And also a lot of stuff that takes pressure off the quarterback is a good run game, which B-Rob, once again, end zone. So almost, I mean, him and Henry are like, they're almost locks at this point.
Yeah.
So Henry snuck his at a garbage time at the end of the game. Right? I know a lot of people were sweating that one, right? Dude had 5 carries through the first half, and everybody's like, great. Like every 5-leg parlay had Derrick Henry anytime touchdown at the end of it.
What a swing of events in that game too. Ravens go down 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
In the first quarter.
Tampa Bay's punching them in the mouth. They're getting up. They're pushing them around and stuff. And somebody flipped the switch.
And they didn't. I don't think Tampa scored again until the fourth quarter, and kind of like
it was 27 unanswered points before Tampa had kicked the field goal. Yeah,
yep.
27 straight unanswered points by the Ravens.
So that's
and then they continued to score more because Tampa Bay kept sending their starters out.
Yeah,
you got to answer that. We can pause.
Let me see real quick.
I was gonna say I don't need you getting in trouble now.
But we can go through the games from last week.
Okay. I keep forgetting about the overseas games, by the way.
Those London games.
Like I wake up and then we'll do some stuff Sunday morning, like normal, at a grocery store, get all that stuff done, and all of a sudden I go to check my fantasy lineup and it's like final score. I'm like, damn it, I forgot there was a game again.
Exactly.
So
nobody thinks about it.
Mm-mm.
Especially the Jags and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Not really a one I'm itching to tune into on a Sunday morning.
Absolutely not. I think we both had that one though. We both have Jacksonville taking that one.
We did.
Yep.
So we'll go through last week's slate. We had Broncos and Saints on Thursday night, which we had. We both had Denver.
Both took Denver. Yep.
Which, holy cow, did they put it on the Saints?
I called the revenge tour.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be closer than it was because I didn't think the Broncos could score like that. But
I went against the odds, which I should have never done. It's Alvin Kamara's never scored a touchdown on Thursday night during the Thursday night game.
Didn't know that.
And he kept the streak alive. I think it's like 14 games now since he's been in the league that New Orleans has played a Thursday night game, and he's never been an anytime touchdown scorer.
Gotcha.
So I threw him in a bet thinking, could get him going, get some screens out of the backfield for the young quarterback and everything.
You would think.
But you called it. Denver's defense came to play.
Yes, they did.
Came to play. I think once Denver figures something out on offense, they're making an argument for the second best team in that division with the Chargers. So, but I think the only reason they're not number 2, I put them at number 3, is because Bo Nix, still a rookie, still making some rookie mistakes. Got to get through this first year, but there is a strong possibility that they could leapfrog the Chargers.
Yeah, which I don't think a whole lot of people saw Broncos being any good this year.
Not with a rookie quarterback and unfortunately some no names on offense.
Yeah.
So I mean that offense has been, a moving puzzle for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So, but I think Bo Nix, I think they figured something out, and he's another guy that could be their future. Got to put some weapons around him. You know what I mean? I don't think he has the weapons like some of these other younger quarterbacks. No, you can't compare anybody's weapons to Caleb Williams. I mean, good God. Hand the guy the keys to the Ferrari when he's 16 years old, for Christ. And, so, but yeah, that's my opinion. You called it early on that Bo Nix could be a potential offensive, the rookie of the year for offense. I mean, he's playing third fiddle behind Jayden and Caleb right now.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Absolutely.
So, and maybe fourth fiddle behind Malik Neighbors if he stays healthy.
Yeah, but either way, an impressive start. So he's doing really well. And then we had Patriots and Jags from London.
Stinker.
The Jaguars did what we thought the Jaguars would do. They won. Not a whole lot to talk about in that game.
Jeremiah called his team soft.
Well, that yeah.
In an interview happened right after, and then Belichick later on that day they showed him the clip, and he's like, "Your defense is the exact same defense as last year, which was the number 1 rush defense in the league." Basically, he called his coaching ability out, is what Belichick did. Which there's only a handful of people that can stand on a podium, calling games who can call out people like that.
Absolutely.
He's Bill's one. Bill's one who can call your coaching ability out.
Might be the best coach of all time.
Yeah, I mean, you got him calling people out in the NFL, and you got Saban calling people out in college, and it's like, they still got the itch. They got the itch.
That competitive itch does not go away.
It doesn't. Especially when you were such a winner like those two were.
Yep.
It will never go away till the day that they die.
Absolutely.
Hence why Belichick is dating a 20-some-year-old, and the dude's in his 70s. My man is competing on and off the field at all times.
Good for him.
Yep. Good for modern medicine.
And then we had Titans at the Bills. Titans started off strong. It looked like we might see something crazy there for a little bit, and then the Bills woke up.
Yeah.
So
and you like the trade that they made to go out and get Amari Cooper. I think that seals up the AFC North if there were any questions about the Jets possibly being there. But, I mean, once Amari Cooper gets a hold of that playbook a little bit longer and gets used to that, which thankfully I'm in a boat, same as you, and we'll talk about it when we get to that game. But I've had Amari Cooper pretty much on my bench the past couple of weeks just because there is no such thing as a Browns offense. Now that Chubb's back, he could be an RB2 or maybe a flex running back, but I still don't think that offense is going to do much.
Especially with no quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you got
even with Deshaun Watson, they weren't getting a whole lot of production there.
No, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, we both had that game, I believe.
Yep, we both had Buffalo.
Yep.
Next one we had the Texans at the Packers. I had the Packers.
Yeah.
You had the Texans.
I took the Texans. Packers last second field goal. So, I mean, look at the games that we've picked opposite of, though. They haven't really been like it's been almost a coin flip at the end of the game, right? Who's the last one with the ball with a chance to win? Green Bay got it. Green Bay got it done at home. So, I mean, but maybe not this year, but I think in years to come, because of Jordan Love and C.J. Stroud, we could see a Texans-Green Bay Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
I think that is a strong possibility. Yeah, it could. Yeah, if they both get hot at the right time. I mean, they're going up against a couple juggernauts, especially in the AFC.
If something happens against the Chiefs, but we'll see.
Yep.
But that was a good game.
That was a very good game.
I had a Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown, and that did not hit.
Yeah, you would have thought with Nico Collins being out, he'd have been the number one target, but they ran the ball a lot. I mean, Joe Mixon. Mixon's mixing right now. I mean, he's
stud.
He's the only one. He is the only one in the league, I truly believe, because of the Texans' philosophy, who could possibly catch Derrick Henry for the number one rusher in the league by the end of the year. So
yeah,
you good?
I think I may have another foursome. For
this is very important, folks. We have a big event coming up. Breaking news. Whenever it feels like breaking, just a little shout out to 98 Rock there. Big charity golf tournament that we both host.
Yeah, sorry for the pause there.
No worries. No worries. Handling business.
Making deals.
No, I love it.
And then we got Eagles at Giants.
That was a slow starter right there, boy. It was nothing. So
that game was not exciting.
So I didn't know. It got exciting for one side of the ball. I did not know this, but the Eagles have, as high-powered and as much money as they have on that offensive side of the ball, they have not scored once. Not a field goal, not a touchdown in the first quarter of any game this year.
That's crazy.
I was like, I had to go back. Like, I'm like, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm like, wow. You cannot get it going in the first quarter. You have to figure that out.
That's the definition of a slow starter.
The absolute definition of it. So, did we both have Philly in that one, or did one of us? Did I go Giants?
You did go Giants.
I did go Giants.
I went Philly.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
So,
yeah, I should have remembered Revenge Tour with Saquon, who was 13 yards away from breaking his single game rushing record, and he told Sirianni, "I'm good. I don't need it."
Yeah, so, I saw that. That's a pro move. Saquon Barkley is a
big time.
That's a likable guy. How the Giants let him walk away.
Belichick had something to say about that too. Did you hear that?
No.
So he was on the Manning cast for the Ravens game. And I don't ever watch the Manning cast to watch the Ravens game, but I always like looking at the clips the next day. McAfee loves bringing them up. And he came out and said he goes for a couple $1 million more, you could have had this guy. He goes, but your pride took over, and apparently he goes, you don't even know who your running back is. Talking to the Giants general manager, like, goodness, Bill was on one. Bill must have had about a half a bottle of bourbon before that Manning cast. Because he was on one. He was not holding back. That was a made for TV episode this past week.
That's the thing. I love seeing Saban and Belichick like this because they will come out and say what they want to say.
Yes.
No one can question their legacy or anything like that.
And any broadcast that those two are on, they love it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to clip that the same way we clip our highlights. It's going to be all over the place, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you can think of, and it's going to blow up. Millions of views no matter what.
Yeah.
Can't believe I went to Giants. What are you thinking? Stupid.
Yeah, I think I might have kind of like...
You did snicker.
Giants, right?
You did snicker at me, yeah. Yep.
Yep. And then we had... this may have been possibly the game of the week. The Lions at the Vikings. I had Minnesota.
You did.
And it almost worked out.
Almost.
It almost worked out.
Almost.
But
I think the better team won.
Maybe.
I think the better team won.
Yeah. I mean, I think Detroit is... Jared Goff is having a heck of a year. And the way they run the ball and get their running backs involved, you know.
Yep.
Well, you saw
my 4 running back parlay.
Yeah,
3 out of 4 hit by the second quarter on the Sunday 1:00 games, and Montgomery goes down with an injury. Gibbs scores 2, and then Montgomery did come in towards the end of the game, and I'm like, and they're down in the red zone. I'm like, just give him the ball, and they gave it to him 3 straight times, and he just couldn't get in, and I'm like, this bet just was not meant to be.
Yep, so I had something similar too, and
it
didn't work out.
Yep.
But
the bet was just not meant to be.
Yep. And then we had Seahawks at Falcons. We both had that wrong. We had the Falcons.
Ooh.
Seahawks took it to them.
They did.
I think it was like 34-10 or something like that.
Atlanta did not look good.
Atlanta, I don't think is good.
You think they're phony? Like they've been phony all year? Frauds? Okay. Fraud alert. Fraud alert is out. Check your bank accounts. Check your credit cards. Fraud alert has been called out on the Atlanta Falcons.
If you watch Pardon My Take, and if you've ever seen Big Cat, every year he'll do a pinky team.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get to the Super Bowl, he would cut his pinky off.
He took Atlanta.
I think they're my pinky team.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But they also gotta have you couldn't pick this with the Raiders.
Sure.
This has got to be
you got to have a team
that's
gone out, spent money, expecting to win, but just it's not
that could be
happen.
The pinky team.
So I still think, especially now with the injury situation, I still think Atlanta takes that division.
That division's wide open.
No, wide open. Atlanta, Tampa
with the
Bay.
Bucks,
that's
with
it.
The Bucks and
yeah, wide open. I would say all 4. Carolina ain't winning nothing.
New Orleans
ain't winning nothing either.
Derek Carr comes back.
Yes,
which I don't know when is he gonna come back.
They haven't had nothing's been said. They're missing 2 big pieces on the offense with him and Chris Olave.
Yeah.
So but I mean, and now with you got Godwin's done for the year, maybe his career. That was nasty. Did you see that? The injury to Chris Godwin?
I didn't see what happened.
It was just his leg.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yep. And then Mike Evans could be out the next couple of weeks. So I would say you could see Tampa Bay because they know that they have a winning possibility down there. I mean, I just saw today, Schefter reported that, there are trade rumors going around for Cooper Kupp.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw he almost went to the Chiefs, but they wanted too much.
The Chiefs couldn't bring on his salary. They needed a third team to take on some of the salary, and they couldn't find it. So they got D-Hop for a discount, discount and a cup of coffee. So, but that
Which
lets
works
me
out
know
for my fantasy team.
big time. That lets me know though that wow, Cup really is on the block.
It's surprising.
I would have felt like he would have been a long term there in LA, but I don't. I know that they're in some real salary trouble too
Yeah,
because they put out a lot of money the past couple of years, and obviously they're not performing anymore.
true,
So,
true,
and they found their new number one with Nakua. So,
very true.
sorry, I went off on another rant. So, it's always fun with the trade rumors, but like I said, this year, I mean, look at the name: Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, and Hopkins.
All past their prime.
Yes, but who would have ever thought at a point in time these guys would be getting traded mid-season with those names in the same year?
Yes, I think you could have definitely seen Devontae Adams coming.
Oh yeah,
with Aaron Rodgers.
From
There's
from a
been
mile
talk
away.
about
Oh,
that.
there was talk about that last year. Yeah.
And then the situation with the Browns and the Titans being as bad as they are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's going to be. You could. So I hate to see it. There are a million rumors going around about Myles Garrett being on the block, and I mean, if you get rid of Myles Garrett, you're essentially telling the rest of the team we're going to rebuilding mode.
He would look good in burgundy and gold.
I think anybody would be happy to have that guy.
Yeah.
And if there's a team that could take on the Cap, that's definitely a team. You replace.
Hadn't thought about that one.
You replace a Chase Young.
Chase Young, God,
who did not live up to the hype.
I saw another clip of him loafing.
Yep.
Like, dude, he may be an athletic freak,
mm-hmm.
but it just does not click upstairs.
No, he doesn't have the drive. Isn't there? There's a difference. You have guys that have drive, and then you have guys that just have athletic ability, and then you have guys that have both. And those are your Hall of Famers.
And here's the thing that I think may be a good thing with NIL in college football right now.
Mm-hmm.
Those players are getting paid.
Yeah.
If I think if you see some of this in college where some of those guys get paid and they're not playing the same way they were previously,
mm-hmm. They're not going to do it. Yep.
Yep.
You're going to lose draft stock.
Yeah.
Big time. Good call on that. Good pull. Good pull.
I got a good brain.
I 100% agree with that statement. From top to bottom.
I mean, I hate to knock the guy because he's a local guy, but I mean, hey,
he was the next Myles Garrett. That's what they said.
That did not work out.
No, absolutely not.
But
that would be a hell of a move by the Commanders. I like that. That would come out to me and say they're going for it this year. You go out and get a Myles Garrett, who's
he's locked up for
a couple years.
Yeah.
You have the room for him. You have one of the best interior D lines in the league on paper.
God, how much money would we be paying our D line?
Oh, that would be an astronomical number. It'd be $60 million between the three big names. I think it would be $60 million plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but nobody's going to run.
True.
You better have a top 5 run defense, or your defensive coordinator is getting fired.
Yeah,
which not going to happen because what's his name? He runs the defense.
Yeah,
your head coach
Dan Quinn.
Yep, another local guy.
Yep.
Salisbury grad, local guy from the DMV.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry, another rant.
Back to business.
Yeah.
Bengals at Browns. We both had Cincinnati.
Yeah. Could have went better for Cincinnati there. They didn't exactly blow them out of the water.
But you had Chubb coming back.
Yeah. That was
that makes the Browns better just having him on the field.
Sure.
But still, I think Cincinnati is still just not there.
Mm-mm.
But then we had Dolphins at Colts.
Mm-hmm.
We both had Indy,
mm-hmm.
which that game was a lot with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. Every game is going to be close for them, and it's not. That's not a good thing.
I was quietly rooting for Joe Flacco to be put back in the game.
Yeah.
Like, how do you only beat Miami by 6?
I agree.
Like, good Lord. Oh, and they better pray that Tua can come back.
He's supposed to be back this week.
I did hear that. And they were like, are you going to wear the protection cap? No. Is there a reason? Personal choice. Like, okay, you want to be a vegetable in a year. Got it. That's your personal choice.
That cap just makes you look like such a...
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing, but it's like, do you want your brain to be mashed potatoes the rest of your life, or do you
already is,
or do you want to learn how to actually slide?
Yeah, I mean,
I did. Who's the center? The center for the Buccaneers. Where is it? The rookie.
I don't love it. Don't love it.
If you ever see them really big hats that people wear, like the ridiculously oversized like ball caps, that's what it reminds me of.
Would you wear one?
No.
Yeah, me either.
No. I had
my head's gonna take enough hits.
I think I had 3 or 4 like actually like recorded concussions when I played ball, so there's a very good chance that I developed some sort of brain stuff later on in life. So
yeah,
it
I had
is what it is. It's the risk you take.
Yeah, I also think like the technology and stuff in the helmets that these guys are wearing in the NFL is so good that
it's
you know
it'll continue to get better. That the crazy statistics for CTE and stuff will continue to go down the more they develop it. And the NFL spending millions upon tens of millions of dollars into that research.
Yeah.
So because they don't want, because that was a black mark on the league for quite some time. That's why they've changed the kickoff formation and all that stuff, which we never talked about, by the way. Thought that would have been something we could have talked about.
But
I'm not the biggest fan of it, but you have seen a couple returns this year.
Yeah.
So, but imagine this format and having a Devin Hester in the league. What a weapon X he would be.
Yeah.
And now Dante Hall, remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, the Commanders
they'd be good for one a game.
Yeah. Could be. I mean, we have Eckler back there returning it, who is a higher value guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's had some good returns this year. One of them got called back. But, I mean, I think you're going to start to see. It's not going to be just some no-name guy back there. I think you're going to start to see some of the running backs or receivers start to,
especially come the playoffs when it's even that much more important.
Exactly.
Yep.
So think about a Tyreek Hill back there. Like maybe he won't ever do it, but
Zay Flowers for the Ravens.
I mean, but for the sake of time, we're going to continue on to the 4 p.m. games. We had Raiders at Rams. We both had the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we had the Rams. Not much else to say about that one.
That was, goodness gracious.
And then we had the Chiefs at the 49ers. I had the Chiefs. You had the Niners.
Another one,
man, San Francisco.
I think they're done.
I'm starting to think that too.
Frisco just ain't got it no more, and you got. I think the winner of that division is going to come down to Seattle, Arizona.
You might be right. I mean, they play Dallas next week on Sunday night, and then they got their bye week, and they're talking about McCaffrey possibly being back after the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Which
he is a difference maker.
Which he's a difference maker, but
if you have no Ayuk, gone for the year. Kittle is week to week. I don't care if he was injured or not. I have him on my fantasy team. He's a toss up until 12 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah,
every single week. So and now, what's his name went to the hospital with pneumonia.
Yep, Debo.
So Debo, which hopefully he recovers, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting what's happening there. You think Shanahan's on the hot seat?
No, because of the injuries.
Yeah.
No. I think if anything, if everyone comes back healthy next year and they have another mediocre year, then yes.
You think they go after a quarterback?
In the draft or in a free agency?
Either.
Shanahan really likes Brock. He really likes Purdy. He really does. So, and I mean, he's a game manager. So,
and I think this is the last year they're going to be able to pay him $800,000 though.
Correct. Right?
So
yeah, it's going to be it's going to be nut up or shut up this offseason.
So
and they've already nutted up a lot of money to these other guys. So you better hope that he wants to take a hometown or thank you for giving me a shot franchise discount.
Yeah. Which we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Next we had Panthers at Commanders. We kind of already talked about the game, but we both had Commanders there. That was awesome to
That was
see.
your lock of the week, I think, too.
Yeah.
Which was easiest lock of the week.
Next we had Jets at Steelers on Sunday night. Steelers, Russell Wilson Man, I'm not going to lie. I watched those first 3 drives, and I'm like, why are they not putting Justin Fields in the game? And then he came in and lit them up.
Have faith.
Yeah, he hit that one deep ball.
Yep.
And I think that kind of woke the offense up.
That rattled something. That rattled something in them old Seahawk days that he used to have.
Which I think the Steelers are, 5-2?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that many people saw that coming.
I mean, we all knew they had the defense. And here we are, week 7.
Their defense is good.
It's really good. Here we are, week 7. We were talking about how long before Russell Wilson gets taken out for Justin Fields. And it ended up being the complete opposite.
And I respect Justin Fields because I heard him say, I just didn't play good enough.
Mm-hmm.
If I played good enough, there would have been no question.
There wouldn't have been a question. Yep.
So
correct.
That's a very mature way to take it.
Very.
And
and also, he's still young.
Yeah.
This is only his 3rd year in the league, 4th maybe.
3rd, 4th. Yeah.
Sit behind.
And he came out early too.
Sit behind Russ. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's been to the Super Bowl twice. I mean, it's terrible as the guy has played the past couple of years. He knows what to do in this league.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what to do. He knows how to win. He knows how to put up numbers. Sit behind him a year. Maybe you become the heir apparent to Russ after this year. You know what I mean? Maybe you learn a thing or two. So, because I mean, like I said, Russ is on a 1-year veteran max deal with the Steelers. He's only getting paid like $4.2 million or something, and because Denver is still paying him $30-some million or $40-some million. Yeah. So
on the other side of that, though, the Jets brought in Devontae Adams, and boy, did that not matter.
3 catches for 30 yards. That was it.
And the Jets are in trouble.
Yeah. What?
They bring back Hassan Reddick this week, which who gives a shit?
They're already talking he's on the trade block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I think once again, if Devontae Adams would have made a bigger difference, I would have said, okay, maybe the Jets do have a shot to top the Bills, but
they can't protect him.
Nope.
So
and he is not as agile as he was 5 years ago.
Nope. And then we had Ravens at Tampa Bay on Monday night. Already kind of talked about the game.
Yep.
Tampa jumped out to a 10-point lead, and the Ravens put it on them. And injuries continue to bite the Buccaneers.
Yep. Big time injuries.
So I think I texted you, and I'm like, "Oh, Baker looks like MVP Baker right now after that first quarter."
After the 10-0, and I was,
so I jinxed them. Sorry,
I literally what did I text you back? I said, "I'm not worried. The Ravens are going to go down and score here."
Yep.
They went right down the field and scored, and I just sent you like the big eyes looking sideways.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's 27-10, and you were like, "That happened fast."
Yeah. Yep. It did.
Oh Lord!
And the other game we had on Monday night was Chargers at Cardinals, which I did not watch one bit of because I think it might have been on ESPN Plus.
It was.
It was. And I also was not going to watch that over the Ravens.
I don't blame you.
So
we both did have the other lock was the Ravens Bucks would hit the overs, and they had 70 points.
Yeah,
in that game,
a lot of points.
Yeah. So the over-under was 50.5 or 51.
Do the Ravens have a problem in the fourth quarter, keeping people out of the end zone?
Obviously.
I mean, you look at that game. You look at the game they had against the Cowboys that they almost gave away.
Look at the game against the Raiders that they did give away.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
fourth quarter defense. And Marlon Humphrey went down.
Yeah, 2 interceptions and then he goes down. Still haven't really given a good release of what's going on with him yet, so I guess we got to wait till the end of the week. Hardball keeps that stuff close to his chest for as long as he can before he shoots his mouth off about anything, which I do like. You know what I mean? Like don't put out false shit. So yeah, because I think he's been fined for doing that in the past.
Yeah,
putting out false stuff.
Which I had Tampa and I had the Chargers, which I had 2 wrong and you had those 2 right.
That brought me back.
Yeah,
thankfully, because you were on a run. You were running me down this week until
I was
Monday
3
night.
Up on you before that,
and
then
finished
you
1
took
up.
2 back from me, so I took 1 back, and you are still 1 up.
Still 1 up on
me.
Okay,
so
all right.
And then
that almost perfect week really helped.
Yeah, and then we had the college football. What a weekend!
Yeah, another good
Maryland. pulls it off against USC, coming back from 20 or 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter comeback.
Yep.
But we called it.
Yeah.
We did. If you go back to last week's episode, me and you sat here and said this game is going to be close, and we both said you could even possibly say upset alert, Maryland over USC. My reasoning was that because USC was traveling from West Coast to East Coast, which normally doesn't bode well for the West Coast teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then you mentioned just how Maryland just happens to get up against these really good teams. Maryland cannot beat the teams that they should go in and stomp, just can't. But then for these really like big network games and all that stuff, they somehow pull it out.
Which doesn't make sense, but I'll take it.
Never does.
If they could win consistently, hey.
Yeah.
But
like you said, not in our lifetime.
Exactly. And then we had Texas at or was it? It was Georgia at Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Which Georgia put it on them.
I think the whole world had Texas in that game. You said your words verbatim were, I think Texas is the most complete team in the NCAA, and Georgia said, "Hold my beer."
Yep.
But who is the best team?
I don't think there is a clear number one.
I don't think there is anymore, which is I think is really, really good for college football.
This playoff is going to be awesome to watch.
There will be there should be some really, really good games. So, and I think the matchup this weekend is going to show if one of those top-ranked teams that are military grade are going to be able to compete with some of these really big name schools.
I also think Notre Dame is overrated.
I know you don't like them.
Don't love them. I mean, Notre Dame got beat by Georgia Tech earlier this year,
and haven't lost another game.
Exactly, but they also have. They lost to Northern Illinois.
Then they didn't lose to Georgia Tech because they're 6-1.
Did they beat Georgia Tech?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, Georgia Tech beat Florida State. I'm wrong.
Yep.
Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, which they just got out physical.
Mm-hmm. They did, and I think they said that Notre Dame paid them
over $1 million.
Over $1 million to play them. Yeah.
So I think if I was a betting man, Navy at Notre Dame. This is a game that
Notre Dame at
Navy. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Navy has had this game circled on their schedule.
Big time.
This game, I think Navy could beat them.
Okay.
I think they could win.
Here.
Notre Dame is favored by 13.5. I think Navy at least covers.
You say without a doubt covers, but you're yelling upset alert at this game.
Upset alert. Ring the alarm.
Okay. Navy over Notre Dame. Okay.
What do you think?
Man the torpedoes. I don't see how you vote against that.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, if Navy plays their football, and I mean, you see how you see what you have to do to beat Notre Dame. You have to be more physical than them. Is there any team in the NCAA who is from first second of the game to the last second of the game playing purely physical football more than Navy does? With the way their offense is run, with the way their defense goes after the ball, constant blitzing, constant run, they're top running team in the league. Like,
there is a finesse element to what they do too, though. But it is a running attack, but it is probably more of a finesse game. But
Annapolis is going to be crazy if Navy wins this week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shit.
I gotta watch that game.
Oh yeah,
gotta watch that.
Oh game. Yep, gotta tune into that one.
And then other ones of note, we have Illinois at Oregon. Oregon's favored by 22, but it's a top 25 matchup. I think that's going to be closer than 22.
Sure,
if that could hint to anything.
Okay.
And then we have Mizzou at Bama. Bama's a 14-point favorite. I think Mizzou can cover that because I think Bama is. I think they're going to come out and try to make a statement, but I don't know what that statement is going to be.
I'm going to take Bama with a tease. I think they cover 8.
Yeah,
I'll take Bama on a tease.
I like that.
Covering 8, not the 14.
And then we got Texas at Vandy. We've seen what Vanderbilt has done this year, beating Alabama. And then they went in and did they beat Kentucky the following week too?
Yes.
So, which both have played very well this year. So, Texas is favored by 18.5. I think they come back this weekend.
Give me Texas covering.
Put it to Vandy.
Yes. Yeah. I would not want to. I would not want to play for Vanderbilt this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
is going to be a revenge tour this week.
Absolutely.
For Texas.
And then we have LSU at Texas A&M.
Good matchup.
Both top 15 teams.
Yep.
LSU's been hot, so we'll see what happens on that one. Don't really have a good feel either way.
I think the Aggies keep it close.
Yeah.
Should be a good game.
And then we have Michigan State at Michigan.
Mm-hmm. You're calling the Michigan State upset on that one, aren't you?
I am.
Okay.
I don't think Michigan can move the ball.
Haven't shown it much this year.
So
both teams are 4-2.
Yeah. So interesting college slate coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as don't have the premier matchups that we have had the last 2 weeks, but I think there's
still some good matchups.
Yeah, I think there's some good matchups.
Hometown feeling matchups with Navy.
Then Maryland plays Minnesota. Probably going to be a letdown after beating USC.
Yep,
they'll probably lose.
Because you said it earlier in the year, we can't beat Minnesota. I think you said that.
No, it's Northwestern.
Northwestern. I think Minnesota's in the same boat.
I think they have beaten Minnesota once or twice. But
okay.
It's been a close game, I think, pretty much every time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we don't do well against those teams that will just pound the ball at you, which is what Minnesota will do. So we'll see.
Interesting weekend for sure.
Yeah, but on to the NFL slate.
Okay.
We have the Thursday night. We have the Vikings at the Rams. Vikings are favored by 3. Give me the Vikings.
Vikings. Yeah, not gonna pose you on that one this week. So possible Nakua comes back. He's been activated, but I don't think he's a big enough difference maker. So,
possible Cooper Kupp is back as well.
Yeah, still don't think that's enough. Minnesota showed finally against a good team that they are a good team as well. That they're not a drop in the basket fluke.
They should have won that game.
So no, they should have.
Opinions.
Yeah, they always
opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Everyone has one. That's right. Some of them have shit coming out of them.
And then we have on Sunday we got the Jets at the Patriots. I'm going to hammer the Jets.
I think the Jets get back into the win column.
Even though the Patriots were just called out as soft, I think they are
by their own head coach.
Yeah. I think they still play soft, and I don't think the Jets cover 7.5.
Is it at New England?
It's at New England.
I think
the Jets struggle to protect. And
Rodgers and the Patriots do have a pretty decent defense.
And for some reason, the Jets don't run the ball extremely well.
Nope. All Breece Hall fantasy owners very disappointed this year.
I think he's done better receiving than he has rushing.
He has. Because the other running back that they got's been doing better running. The rookie that they got.
Yep. And then we got Eagles at Bengals. Bengals are favored by 2.5. This is a sneaky good game.
That could be a good game.
I'm going to go Philly. Bengals really need this one. But I'm going Philly.
I think I'm going to go Philly too. I think Philly found something the second after the first quarter last week against the Giants with getting that offense moving, A.J. Brown, all that stuff. So
that was a 4th and 3 pass.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why they're struggling to move the ball so much.
No idea. But
Jalen Hurts is not that good. That's the problem.
Cincinnati's defense is not that good either.
Yeah, they couldn't. They can't stop anyone. And then we got.
But yeah, I'll side with you. As much as I want to say Cincy in that one, I'm going to side with you and go Philly.
The only thing that scares me is Philly's pass defense, because the Bengals are going to sling it.
That's a Jamar Chase anytime touchdown day. That's a good parlay for that game. Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Anytime touchdowns.
Maybe even a T. Higgins.
Throw it on the... Yeah.
But
yeah.
If you want to get crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we got Green Bay at Jacksonville. I'm going to go Green Bay.
Green Bay. Green Bay, but I think that game's closer than you think it might be.
Green Bay's favored by 4.5.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to live or die on the difference.
Yeah. Titans at Lions.
Ooh,
Lord.
Give me all the Detroit touchdowns. Give me an Amon-Ra. Give me a Gibbs. Give me a Montgomery if he's back to full health.
Yeah. I mean, Titans' run defense is pretty good. But
Detroit's run offense is better. Significantly.
Titans have two monsters playing in the middle of that defense.
The Titans have also given up on their season.
Yes. I have no argument there.
Yeah.
And then we have Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Atlanta's favored by 2.5. I think you got to go Atlanta, even though I just called them out as frauds. Who do you want?
I like Atlanta just because the injury bug.
Good, because I've already written that down.
Really, they've really smacked Tampa Bay hard. And like I said, my biggest stretch this year was Atlanta winning that division. And I think this is the game that they kind of lock it into gear and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then we got Arizona at Miami. I think Tua plays this week. That really affects my decision on this game.
I don't think he plays.
You don't think he does?
Mm-mm. I think he practices this week, but I don't think he plays. So even if he was playing, I'm still taking Arizona. Arizona's figuring some stuff out, especially on defense.
All right, you have me convinced too. I'm going Arizona.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think even if Tua does now, we'll talk differently next week after Tua's had another full week of practice and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then they might
when Tua comes back, they're a competitive.
They're starting to become favorites again. Correct.
Yep. Yeah. Which they are a favorite in this game. But I think
Miami, that's because the expectation is Tua's going to play.
Yeah. Next, we got Ravens at Browns. Give me the Ravens. Yep. I don't, Browns are in struggle city.
And they'll cover whatever needs to be covered.
It's 9.
Yeah, they'll cover that. Even though,
I don't know.
They always play down to conference game or like division games, but no, I think we go in and blow them out. They don't have Joe Flacco to save them this year. So yeah, I think the Ravens cover the 9.
Up next, Colts at Texans. Joe Flacco.
Give me Houston.
Yep.
Give me Houston. After seeing what Anthony Richardson did this past weekend, give me Houston. Houston barely losing to Green Bay.
Yeah. I agree.
Yep. I think C.J. Stroud comes out and has a 3-touchdown game.
Unfortunately, all of our picks have been the same.
It's okay. we had to there was eventually going to be a week where almost every one of them was the same.
Yeah.
Still a couple games left, isn't it?
Yeah, we still got like half the slate.
Okay. All right.
Now we're on to the 4 p.m. games. We got Saints at the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. Saints with Spencer Rattler at quarterback.
Just he ain't got it yet.
Yeah,
he ain't got it.
And Chargers are really good on defense.
Yes, and they have a really good run offense.
Yeah.
To control the ball. So if you're a rookie, you want the ball as much as you possibly can. Harbaugh wants to control the ball, and that's what he's going to do with that run offense that he has.
Yep. And then we got Bills at Seattle. Give me Buffalo.
That could be the game of the week. Right there.
Or they could come out, or the Seahawks could come out and shit the bed again. You never know.
Give me Seattle.
All right.
Who's the favorite there?
I knew that would get you to pick Seattle.
No, I was picking Seattle anyway. Because the
Bills are favored by 3.
Yeah, give me Seattle.
Then we got Panthers at the Broncos.
I'm going against the Panthers every week, so
yeah,
it doesn't. Even if they're playing Cleveland,
I don't think they're going to win another game.
No, me neither.
And then we got Chiefs at Raiders. Give me Kansas City. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Then we got Bears at Commanders.
Ooh, is that the last 4:00 game?
It's the last 4:00 game.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
This game was flexed to 4:30 so that they could do the Jayden Daniels and Caleb Williams
hype.
I don't even know if Jayden Daniels is going to play, but I got to go with my Commanders. I can't go against them, which probably is going to lead you to go Bears.
Who's favorite?
Bears by 1.5.
What? How do you give that to Chicago the way Washington's been playing?
The Bears have been playing well too.
Not as well as the Commanders. Commanders got the number 2 offense in the league.
We also
With
haven't
the
really
rookie
played anyone
quarterback.
besides the Ravens.
Eh.
Do what you want to do. If you want to pick the Commanders too, you're more than welcome to.
Spread. The only reason I'm not thinking Commanders because I don't think Jayden Daniel is going to play this weekend.
Me either. And
but
I don't
Marcus
think we can
Mariota
protect.
can still show that he can still run that offense.
Good offense against a really good defense. We'll see what happens.
And it's at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And Chicago's a 1.5 point favorite. The Bears.
All right, Bears it is.
Yeah.
All right.
That will not be on any parlay. That game.
Right.
Except for a Brian Robinson touchdown. That's it. That's the only thing coming out of that game is a Brian Robinson touchdown. That's it.
The next one I think is really, this one is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be to pick.
Okay.
Cowboys at 49ers. I think with the way the 49ers have been playing, they could get beat by the Cowboys coming off of a bye. I don't know what I want to do.
I'm with yeah.
I want to go San Francisco just because I hate the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think Dallas flips a switch. Let's say this is right around the time they did it last year and blew a $500 parlay for me because I had 6 division winners picked and Philly ended up giving it up at the end because Dallas turned it on. I think the way Dallas has gotten beat down, they had a team meeting during this bye week and said we need to get our shit together. And I think they come out and I think they put it on San Francisco this weekend.
With that being said, I'm going 49ers.
Well, thanks for giving that game back to me. Appreciate it.
You're going Dallas?
Yes, I'm going
right.
Dallas. Yeah. Yep. Is it? Do you got the spread on that one?
4.5.
Who?
49ers
are the favorite.
Favored. I love Dallas to cover that. Giants at Steelers. Give me the Steelers.
Oh, give me Pittsburgh. Goodness gracious. If the Giants didn't think their offense could do anything against a shoddy Philly defense, wait until you go up against Pittsburgh defense. Good luck.
Their offense sucks.
Malik Neighbors, I feel terrible for you. I do like the fact that Danny Dimes was finally benched. He got benched. Yeah.
For who?
Who's their I have no clue, but he got benched. They just
because they were down, or
no, they said third quarter he got benched. Coach's decision. Mm-hmm. He was just standing on the sidelines, didn't have a headset, nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, he got benched. It's been over.
I don't think it matters.
It's been almost 2 years since he scored an offensive touchdown at home. What a ridiculous stat.
That's
yeah. So, but yeah, give me Pittsburgh
That's
all the way. Give me
too.
Pittsburgh covering whatever they're supposed to be cut, probably 5,
6.5,
6, and give me them. Especially the way Russ came out and played. If he comes out and does that again, they're going to light up the Giants.
Can lightning strike twice?
Yeah, we'll see.
I
know the defensive lightning will.
Yeah. So fun week.
Is that the Monday night game?
Yeah, that was a Monday night
Pittsburgh
game.
Giants. Okay, all right.
So
give me the unders in that mofo as well.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll take even if Russ does put up 3 or 4 touchdowns. I
don't think
the Giants are putting up 2.
Yeah.
So I'll take the unders in that.
Other stuff to talk about. We got the NBA that just started, but we're not really an NBA podcast.
Yeah, LeBron and Bronny James.
That's cool.
First father-son duo.
I know there's a lot of LeBron haters out there.
Well, and of course LeBron, bullied Lakers front office to draft him and to have him on the roster and all that kind of stuff, which we all know LA, you got, they're there for the reporters, so you got to have the biggest story in the league.
Bronny played last night.
He did. Got it.
And it was a close game too, so I mean it's not.
Yeah, and the Lakers won.
Yeah. So
the Lakers ended up winning. And they beat a good team, the championship contender.
Yeah. So
Celtics blowing out the Knicks. Who
Maybe
had that?
next week we'll do kind of an NBA preview.
I like that. I like
Maybe
that.
pick our
So I follow
finals
the
or
NBA a lot
MVPs.
more than you do.
Yeah.
And then you follow the NHL, which is also getting
Yeah.
started here. You
A little
follow
bit.
a lot more than I do. But
Okay.
I'm saying, like, so the cool stat of opening day for the NBA was the Celtics almost set a single game record for most threes made in a single game by a team. The record was 31. They had 30 and then missed 12 in a row to end the game. To not get it.
Wow.
So, and Jalen Brunson for the Knicks came out and said jokingly, he goes, "I think the whole team should be tested after all those threes that they hit." I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. Oh, what about Yankees Dodgers
Oh yeah, World Series.
World Series?
Who you got?
I had the Yankees going with the Bronx Bombers AL team in the Orioles division. I'm going Bronx Bombers.
It pains me to say that as well.
Yeah.
So,
But I don't want to see LA win again.
there's too much power in that Yankees lineup.
I don't want to see Ohtani. I don't want to see him win a ring. I don't want to see
Japan.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
From Japan.
From Japan. What do you mean?
Remember that discussion?
Oh Lord, don't start with me. No, it's Korea. Well, we were both wrong. South Korea. I said Korea. You didn't say South Korea. Like, good Lord.
Didn't specify.
Didn't know I was on the bench here. Jeez. Swearing under oath. But no, I think it'll be a good series. Now, one funny thing that I did see is that everyone knows what the MLB wants. They want this to go 7 games, and they want the Dodgers to come out and say, we're putting Ohtani on the mound for Game 7.
That would be interesting.
Everyone's saying that is the storyline that Major League Baseball wants.
That would get some eyes to tune in.
Mm-hmm. I think you're going to get eyes to tune in anyway.
It's a World Series.
And
it's LA.
It's a World Series, and it's LA and New York.
Yeah.
So, what a run by the Mets. I give them a little caps off. Mm-hmm. So I think that they're building something there that could be good for years to come.
Yeah.
With new management, and getting rid of Buck Showalter and all that, and getting rid of all the $30 million high paid pansies. So I think they got some ball players there finally, and they got a good manager. I think so. Definitely think the Mets could be a contender for years to come, and they have the money to spend to be a contender. But the Mets years past have shown it's not all about spending the money, because they did have the highest payroll for 2 out of the 3 past years before this year, and they didn't do squat.
Nope.
So, but you do have the 2 highest payrolls in MLB going against each other.
Yeah.
With New York and LA. So once again, the World Series has been bought. We will just see by which city.
Yeah, it's everything that's wrong with baseball.
I agree.
I
agree.
But yeah, with that being said, I think that we'll kind of do some NBA and NHL stuff maybe next week,
and we'll definitely follow the series.
Yeah,
so we'll talk about
that.
Dad moment.
Dad moment.
What do you
got? Last night,
okay,
I got the golf balls delivered for the tournament.
Yeah,
and I gave each of the kids like 1 ball.
Nice.
And they kept playing with it and everything, and that was cool. And we had Haley had a cheer showcase or whatever where they had to like remember their performance or whatever.
Okay.
And she did really well,
Nice.
and that was cool to watch.
Nice. There you go.
So
amazing how they can pick up those things, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. But she did that for the first time this year and loves cheerleading, so it's awesome to watch that, and
love that.
Gets you out to a football game on the weekend.
There you go.
It's like 7 and 8 year olds.
Sure, it's still football.
It's fun.
No matter what, it's football.
So,
yep.
How about you?
I think mine also. I'm going to take it to last night, where I think last night was one of the most easiest nights with Doc since the day he was born. I got home and Kate was feeding him on the couch. She was being a little grumpy about wanting to eat. And then so I started making dinner. So I had just simple dinner, spaghetti last night. I got halfway through dinner, went in, said, "Hey, do you want to switch? I'll finish feeding him and try to put him to sleep, and you can finish up dinner." She goes, "Sure, no problem." I took him upstairs into the room, finished his bottle, fell asleep, napped until about 6:45. I went up and woke him up because I don't want him sleeping too late, and then got up, changed him, played in his room with him for about an hour while I folded his clothes and tried to organize some stuff in his room. Started getting tired of playing on the floor, so picked him up, took him downstairs, put him in his little wheelie cart. He wheeled around for about another hour, just playing, and he likes doing zoomies up and down our wood floors and stuff like that. And then you could tell he was getting a little tired of that, so picked him up out of there, moved him to his playpen, sat in his playpen with him, I look like a giant in it when I sit in it. I
can only imagine.
But I like it's fun, so yeah. It's comfortable, believe it or not, because we got the thick rubber mats underneath, so it's nice. Me and him played in there for probably another hour, and then he kind of looked at me, put his thumb in his mouth, and then just laid his head on my leg. I said, "All right, buddy, time for bed."
There you go.
Went in, made a bottle, took him up, changed him, put him in his PJs, gave him the bottle, fell asleep. As soon as the bottle was done, put him in bed, boom, done. All while that was being done, we got all the dishes washed. I got his clothes put away. Kate did a bunch of stuff. She cleaned the whole upstairs while I was occupying him and everything. So it's a very, very productive night. And he didn't require much attention. It's just when he was done playing in one area, just time to move him to the next.
Nice.
That was it. Yeah.
There you
So
go.
for just turned 9 months a couple days ago. So he's for someone who plays in daycare and has someone to play with every single day. He can also be very independent and just play on his own.
Nice.
So
it's always good.
Oh yeah, yep. It makes me very much worry for the next one. That's what everyone says. The better the first one is, just coincidentally complete opposite for number 2.
Well, we got that. So. We have 3, but with Aubrey's our middle child.
Yep.
She is a typical middle child, but she, as a baby, was the easiest baby in the world.
Okay, all right. You don't hear that one off. You don't hear that statistic. No. So,
started sleeping through the night after 2 weeks.
Oh.
Ate, Alyssa breastfed, and she did really well with that.
Yeah.
All was very smooth.
I like it.
So
I like it. Good for you guys.
Until she could talk.
She's like, "I got something I want to say to you people."
So
love that.
But
good stuff.
Awesome. So yeah,
good
that's
stuff.
all I got.
All right, golf tournament on Friday. We'll have some highlights from that. Obviously, we'll be posting to the channel. Going to be a great weekend. Going to be great Friday. Great weekend. Full slate of football. World Series starting. NBA starting. It's going to be good. So
yes, sir.
Till next week. Oh, don't forget to bet our parlays because they have been hitting. We've had quite a few hit.